Welcome to today's astrology presentation. My name is Jacqui Mancuso, for those who don't know me. What we're going to be talking about today is the beginning of the end, but you can see the huge smile on my face. I am 100% an apocalyptimist. I stole that word. It's not mine. I know that everything is changing. Everything's going to look different. Everything is going to look better because we get to choose what's coming. So a few things happened already that started this shift, and there's a lot more that's coming from now until 2026. So this is why I'm calling it the beginning of the end. All of this energy started, I don't know, March 2023. But there was an event that happened at the very end of 2020 that I believe brought us fully into the age of Aquarius. Lots of astrologers have different opinions on what the age of Aquarius is, when it started. A lot of astrologers get real bent out of shape about the exact date, the exact transit, this detail, and I go more by feel. So to me, the age of Aquarius started whenever you say that it started, right? But on December 21st, 2020, so go in your way back machine, bring yourself back to December of 2020. That's when the world was in complete shambles and no one knew what was up, what was down, what was right, what was left. We had a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. The details of that don't matter. However, what you do need to know is that Jupiter and Saturn meet in the sky every 20 years. So this event is something that comes around every 20 years. Every 200 years, the element that those signs meet in change elements. So we had been meeting in Earth for 200 years, and in 2020, we started to meet in air. There's someone, can you talk to her? Let her know what's going on. So now that is why I believe that that was the start of the age of Aquarius. We came into, so it's called the Great Conjunction. I don't know if I said that, but we're coming into this whole new element of air. So we're moving away from Earth. Earth has to do with the corporations. It has to do with money, monetary value, stability, slowness. Think earthy, grounded, slow, and stubborn. We're coming into 200 years of air. Air is speedy, it's light, it's quick, it's inventive, it's very fast moving. So the energy is just speeding up. This started in Aquarius, which is the sign of the humanitarian. It's all about community, collaboration, working with each other and for each other. Aquarius has that true grassroots feel to it. So I digress. I feel like that's when all of this energy that we've all been feeling started. December of 2020. I know that had a lot to do with my awakening. I feel like that has to do a lot with the awakening of the people that are in my life right now. So we're coming up on a lot more shifts. To me, that was like the gong that struck, that started this whole vibration. There's something that happened this year, 2023. There's something that is going to happen in 2024, 2025, and 2026 that I think is really pulling us out of this old energy and bringing us into such fresh new energy. So we're going to talk about the planets Saturn, had a brain fart, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And if you know anything about the orbits of the planets, you'll know that Saturn's the farthest planet that we can see with our eyes. He is the last, you can't see Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto because they're farther out. So these planets have really big orbits. They take a long time to cycle around the whole zodiac. Saturn takes about 28 years to go around the whole zodiac, up all the way to Pluto, who takes 248 years to go all the way around. So just sit with that for a second, how deep that energy is. It takes so long to change. So when it does change, it's monumental. It's giant. It has such a big influence. One of my clients recently asked me about Pluto, and I'm so happy that she asked me. She was like, well, if Pluto is so far away, how could that have any relation to me? Like, why would Pluto's energy have anything to do with my personal life? It's way out there. And I love that question because I came up with this analogy. You can take a tiny little singing bowl, a tiny little gong, and imagine this as the Mercury orbit, the closest orbit to Earth. You hit that, it's going to ring and vibrate for a few seconds, and then it's going to dwindle down. Take the biggest singing bowl you can, take the biggest gong you have, imagine this like the Pluto orbit. You hit that thing, how long is it going to vibrate and reverberate? How loud is that? How much do you feel that in your heart? So with the planets, the farther out they are, the bigger of an impact they have on us. So earlier this year, we started with Saturn. Saturn moves signs every 2.5 years, so it's not like a daily event. It's not a monthly event, but it's something that gives us a new feel. In March, Saturn moved into Pisces. So just right now, we got this shift of having more spiritual responsibility, having more structure with our spiritual practice. Let me know if you guys are feeling that right now, because I know I am. I feel like a lot of people in my environment are feeling that spiritual structure. That's just the start. We also, in March, had Pluto, the farthest out planet. He dipped his toes into Aquarius. And this, when I had that whole great conjunction in 2020, Pluto entering Aquarius was like what made me feel jollies. That got me real excited thinking about Pluto entering Aquarius, because we had all of these other planets. We had Jupiter entering Aquarius. We had Saturn entering Aquarius. We had the great conjunction that started the age of Aquarius, and then Pluto, waiting for Pluto to get into Aquarius. So he came in March, he spent a couple months there, and he backed out. So he's going to do that one more time. He's going to dip his toe into Aquarius and then move back to Capricorn. But next year, 2024, it's at the very end. So November 2024, Pluto enters Aquarius. He's going to be there until 2044. 20 years. Can you conceptualize, like, Pluto in Capricorn started about 20 years ago. Now we're going to have Pluto enter a new sign. So Pluto is the planet of power. After he exposes all the nitty-gritties in the sign where he is, he brings power to where he is. So after he exposed all the nitty-gritties in the Capricorn areas since 2008, think the money system, think the governmental system, think the school system, the health system, anything that's a systematic structure, Pluto exposed a whole bunch of nasties about that. But then he brought power to the things that are boosting us up, that are helping, the structures that are beneficial for humanity. He boosted that up. Now Pluto moving into Aquarius fully next year, he's going to start ripping apart the Aquarius things. He's going to start digging deep into things like technology, things like how we view the future, things like air travel. Then he's going to, after, like, we're going to have to go through a Pluto settling phase. Like, we have to expose the nasty before we can give power to the beautiful. But Pluto in Aquarius, in my astrological brain, translates to power to the people. Aquarius represents the people. This is the time of revolution. This is the time for us to stand up and say, this is what we want. This is the life that we're going to make for ourselves. So I'm very excited for Pluto to fully move into Aquarius, but that's not all. In 2025, Saturn's going to make his next move. Saturn's going to move into Aries, which, again, every 2.5 years is when Saturn moves signs, but it still brings a new energy. So Saturn moving into Aries, our structure, responsibility, how we limit and bound ourselves for discipline, he's moving into the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, which starts a whole new cycle. This is going to start a whole new 28 to 30 year cycle, starting with the first sign of the zodiac. So this is like a freshening of how you discipline yourself. In that same year, 2025, Uranus is going to move into Gemini. Uranus, guys, has been in Taurus since 2018. So even before all the weird world stuff happened, Uranus, the planet of shocking change, revelation, lightning bolt moments, a lot of those like oh shit moments. Uranus entered Taurus, the most basic, stable sign of the zodiac. This doesn't feel good. Uranus in Taurus is not where Uranus wants to be. So this brought up a lot of instability with food, the food resources, how many food plants set on fire in the last few years. Look into that if you haven't been down that rabbit hole yet. This caused instability with our physical body, lots of illness in the last few years. This caused instability with how we keep things basic and simple and grounded. So in 2025, Uranus will finish up his transit through Taurus. He's going to enter Gemini. So Uranus, that shocking change, revolutionary, making like the rebellious, making the best of what he can, doing it his own way. Uranus in Gemini is doing that radical shift with our thoughts, with our mind, with the way that we think about things, the way that we communicate things, the way that we share information, the way that we translate information. Uranus likes to be in Gemini because their energy is both a little chaotic, but in a good way. Like this will feel real good when Uranus comes into Gemini. It'll feel less stuck. Uranus is in Taurus right now. Taurus is a grounded, fixed earth sign. Taurus wants to dig its heels into the ground and stay here. And that's it. And I'm not going anywhere. And here's Uranus trying to like boost up the party, throw the confetti all around. Taurus isn't having any of that. 2025, this energy lightens. We will be more open and receptive to changing. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the way that we see and think about our reality changes, but in the most exciting way. Then, 2026, that is when Neptune enters Aries. If you remember 2025, that is when Saturn is going to enter Aries. So Saturn is already laying the groundwork in this new first sign of the zodiac. Then Neptune, who has been in Pisces since 2012, long time, right? 11 years. And at that point, it'll be 14 years. So Neptune was in his own sign of Pisces for 14 years. I'm speaking as if we're already in 2026. Neptune will then move into Aries. So Neptune is the planet of our subconscious, the dreamy way that we escape our lives, how we bring illusion into our lives. So Neptune in Pisces really does have us all like looking through a watery lens all the time. I know a lot of us are awakening to a lot of new things lately, and I have this gut feeling that it's like not all that it seems. But you get to choose if you're excited about it or if you're fearful about it. So I'm going to choose to be excited. I'm giving you the freedom to choose as well. But Neptune moving into Aries, this is taking full individual spiritual responsibility. This is the warrior spirit. Aries is the sign of the warrior. It's the individual. It's the first. It's the fastest. It's the beginning. So doing all of these individual warrior type, excited, let's go, I'm enthusiastic about my spirituality, making the illusion of my life what I want it to be because I'm the warrior. So if you can swallow just the massive change that's coming. I forgot to give you the years that these planets will all be there. So once, and I know that this is a lot of information, feel free to watch the recording because dates and numbers, and I know it all gets jumbled up. I have it written down in front of me. I don't have this all memorized. So when Pluto moves into Aquarius, that's happening from 2024 to 2044. So we're going to have that energy till 2024. When Uranus moves into Gemini, that's going to be from 2025 until 2032. Long time to have that new fresh energy. Then when Neptune moves into Aries, that's going to happen in 2026 until 2038. So I hope you can feel and swallow and just digest how big of an impact these shifts are going to have on us for a long amount of time, right? All through the 30s. We're not even halfway through the 20s yet. Like, this energy is going to be with us for a while, and we get to choose how to use it. Something else I want to say about all these changes, we have these planets all moving out of feminine energy into masculine energy. So we're moving all of our signs from water and earth into air and fire. So all of the slowness that we've been feeling, that flowy water, that grounded earth, enjoy it for now. Learn how to carry that with you as we move into this speedy, excited, passionate fire, intelligent air, inventive, just quick. A lot of quickening energy. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about what's to come. That's just a little taste. Stay with me. I will be talking about this for the next, 200 years, as long as we're here. But that is just a little taste about what's to come. So thank you for watching.